The blue avians, the illusion of stagnation. We come close when life feels flat, repetitive, or strangely dull. Not because something is wrong in your outer world, but because energy has stopped moving within you. Boredom is not the absence of stimulation, it is stored energy. When nothing seems to change, it is often because your life force is circulating in very small loops. Energy wants to rise, spiral, move. What you call kundalini is not something dramatic or mystical. It is simply life wanting to move through you instead of being held, compressed, or redirected into tension. When energy is stored instead of expressed, curiosity fades, inspiration dries up, and time begins to feel heavy. Your thoughts play a much greater role than you realize. When you think against another, when you judge, resent, compare, or diminish, you are not sending energy outward, you are folding it back onto yourself. Every thought that goes against life creates density. Density is experienced as stagnation. This is why negative thinking does not only affect mood, it affects movement, synchronicity, and the sense that nothing ever happens. Food matters because food is information. You are not only what you eat chemically, you are what you eat energetically. Food that grows in the sun carries movement, rhythm, expansion. Food that is heavy, processed, or born from suffering carries contraction. This is not moral, it is mechanical. Dense food anchors dense experience. Light food invites light perception. Yet the deepest reason life feels unchanged for many of you is not energy, not thoughts, not even food. It is belief. More precisely, it is your relationship with time. You are taught to be in constant conflict with time. You believe it is running fast, stealing youth, limiting possibility, never enough. And because you fight time, you feel pursued by it. But time is not doing anything to you. Time does not age you. Time does not pressure you. Time is the universe expanding, and you are part of that expansion. When you perceive time as linear, you experience yourself as moving toward loss. When you release this idea, you enter another dimension of experience. From the fourth dimension upward, time is not something you move through, it is something you exist within. This is why we offer you a simple reminder. There is only this moment. Not as a concept, as a practice. Each time your mind moves into the past or leaps into the future, gently return. There is only this moment. And then ask yourself quietly, if there is only this moment, who are you? You are not your story. You are not the sum of your memories. You are not even the continuation of who you were a moment ago. You are fresh. Each moment, you are a new configuration of the universe becoming aware of itself. When this is understood, life stops feeling boring, not because more happens, but because you stop living from accumulation and begin living from presence. And presence is endlessly alive. The blue avians. The illusion of a one-way river. You live inside a magnificent architecture of thought, one that you call time. It is not a force of nature as you believe it to be, but a rhythm born of perception. Time flows because your mind replays its own stories in sequence, one frame after another, as though it were streaming a series from a familiar archive. Your memory is that archive, a vast database of frequencies and experiences. Every moment you have lived, every emotion, every scent, every sunrise is stored within it as a complete reality of its own. When you recall a memory, you are not just remembering, you are re-entering that vibrational field. The act of identification, saying, "This was me," stitches those memories together like pearls on a thread. And this thread, which you call a lifetime, gives birth to the illusion of linear time. In truth, nothing flows from past to future. There is no current, only still water reflecting infinite images. Each moment is a self-contained world, timeless, alive, waiting for your attention to awaken it again. You step from one to another as easily as a bird shifts its gaze from one branch to the next. Imagine your life as a library of luminous books. You open one volume and read a story about a child. You close it and choose another about a teacher, a lover, a wanderer. Each book is complete, yet when you arrange them on a shelf, you see a progression. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. That order helps your mind make sense of evolution, but the books themselves were always there, side by side. Linear time is the mind's clever way of creating meaning through sequence. Without it, lessons could not unfold as stories. Growth would feel instantaneous and incomprehensible. Time gives your consciousness a structure to explore itself gradually. But once you awaken to this, you begin to see the deeper elegance, that all frames exist simultaneously, like still images on a film reel. The projector is your awareness, casting motion onto what is inherently still. When you withdraw identification, when you cease to call any one frame me or mine, the film stops running. You no longer chase a future or grieve a past. You rest in the eternal screen on which all stories appear. And from that space, you can visit any frame at will, a forgotten childhood, a future not yet written, a parallel life that coexists beside this one. Each becomes accessible not because you travel through time, but because you remember that all time lives within you. You are moving through focus, and focus is the true sculptor of time. When you learn to rest your focus rather than chase it, the river becomes a lake, the movie becomes light, and eternity is no longer a mystery, it is your natural state. We are the blue Avians. We walk between your frames with ease, not because we are outside of time, but because we have remembered how to pause the story. You too will remember, and when you do, you will laugh softly, realizing that the future was never ahead of you, it was simply waiting for your attention right here, in the endless now.